What is up, guys? Welcome back. I'm finally back with another video. I know the last two videos you guys saw were the two hunting videos. In the meanwhile, there's not been a lot going on. The fishing kind of sucks. I went fishing last weekend for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours in the morning session quickly. Caught nothing, so fishing kind of sucks. Bass fishing sucks. But the good news is we're going on another hunting trip here at the start of August. We're going back to Ochibamba, which you guys saw last year. Let me overlay some clips of some of the kills. Oh, rock. Yeah, Dian, Marku, myself, we all made kills there last year. This year it's going to be a bit of a different group. Same Trigger Punch Bandits also going. But yeah, very exciting. So I thought well to maybe make a bit of a video showing my setup, because I never speak about my setup at all. I just go hunting. So here's a video. This video will be a bit more on the setup I use, what broadheads I'll be using, what arrows, weight, everything, my bow specs. My bows are behind me as well, that I'll be using. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Please leave a like down below and subscribe. It always helps out the channel. And let's get into the video. First thing before, here's my parents. They just got back, so I don't know where they were. They just got back. Here they are. Hey, kom voorbij, kom. You guys will see the car passing now. Ik maak een video. Ja, ik maak een setup video. Jullie is op camera. Hello. They just quickly went in. But yeah, there's my parents. Don't want me to shot the kudu. Nice job. Bye. Okay, cool. So now that my parents went by, you've seen them again, my dad and my mom. Anyway, so the first thing in the setup that I'll be speaking about are the arrows that I use. I've been using these arrows for probably 3 years now. I've never had a problem with them. We'll probably be shooting them as long as I keep the setup of the bow I'm using. So these are Carbon Express Mayhem Hunters that I use. They're cut to 29 inches. In total, with 100 grain field point in, I'll be shooting 100 grain broadheads as well. They weigh between 430 and 440 grains. I've had a bit of a vary, like most of them are weighing 436 grains, some weigh 437. You know, there's a bit of a grain difference here and there. But yeah, so they're about that weight. I really like them. They're quite straight. Some of these you'll see they have a bit of marks. They're a bit old, so they're not that straight anymore, but they have retained a lot of their straightness. I do have them on the spinner every time I refletch them or something, just to make sure they're not out of whack. So those are the arrows I'll be using. Next up, let's move to my bow. So the bow I'll be using is the classic, the Bowtech Prodigy. It had the limited edition Chris Kyle limbs on there, but when I started out with my bow hunting, I couldn't pull 80 pounds, so I went to 70 pound limbs, set it down to 60, but I've set it back up to 70 as I said, fully tightened down. It's at the moment, it's at 71.5 draw weight. I've got a 28-inch draw, so I kind of need a bit higher pounds. I can go to 80. I just don't have the budget to do that at the moment, so probably my next setup will be 80 pounds. But with the 28-inch draw, the 70 pound limbs, my speed that this arrow pushes my arrows out of is 270 feet per second. So if I quickly go onto a calculator, that puts me at about, I did this earlier, don't stress, I just can't remember the numbers. So kinetic energy wise, that puts me at about 70.56 foot-pounds of kinetic energy and 0.523 slugs of momentum. So it's more than enough kinetic energy for everything. I know obviously I've hunted a lot with this bow over these 3 years, 4 years now. I started 2017 hunting with this bow. Well, started shooting with it. I started hunting somewhere in 2018, but it has enough for everything I've shot. Wildebeest with it, impalas, warthogs, but wildebeest are the toughest thing I've shot with it, so it's more than enough for most of the things I have the budget to hunt nowadays. It will have enough for kudu and stuff, so it's definitely all-round setup, definitely enough. It's not anything too expensive and too heavy duty. I will be maybe making upgrades maybe next year or something, I'm not sure. It all depends on on the budget I have, so because I just started working this year, so it's not like I have massive copious amounts of money to spend on my bow setups. But yeah, in terms of an average setup, I really like it. It does the job, and it does it pretty efficiently. So let me just make a practice shot. So I'm using, it's an option 6 sight, but I like the single pin function. It has a multi-pin function as well. I just don't use it. Then I have my sight tape that I built, so I use the single pin sight a lot, especially when hunting out of hide. Pretty efficient. You range everything beforehand to know how far everything is. You put your pin on the range before you shoot, and yeah, everything goes smoothly after that. So let's just take a bit of a practice shot. I do still shoot a wrist trap, so I am of the trigger punch band. It's the main trigger puncher. So yeah, I've claimed that anyway. So next up, that was the bow and the arrows. I may be a bit close to the camera. That was the bow and the arrows. Sorry if you couldn't see my face there. I don't know the framing. I'm on my own with a tripod. So let's next step move into my room, where I'll be showing you guys the broadheads I'll be using, and also just my rangefinder. Yeah, there's stuff I've been using for a while, but I might as well show you guys. So let's go there. Hey guys, so now we're inside. This is my little station where I do most of my editing and working and everything. So yeah, just a cool thing before we get started. Devon made us these a while back, kind of cool. Yeah, there's the Trigger Punch Bandits logo. I know this is VG Outdoors, but I'm also part of the Trigger Punch Bandits. So cool mouse pad that he made. Anyway, let's start off with the easy stuff, the rangefinder. This is just a Bushnell rangefinder. I'm not quite sure what the model is. It says 2V Pro golfing rangefinder. Yeah, not too cheap, not too expensive. And it's been doing the job. It's a bit bulky, so I might go for a bit of a smaller one pretty soon. But this one does the job for hide hunting and whatnot. Doesn't have range thingy in it. The range, take into account the range. Incline, it doesn't take into account when you're shooting from angles, but yeah, it still works. So I've been using it now for a couple of years, and it's been good. The broadheads I'll be using there's two, they're all hypodermics, they're all Rage hypodermics. These are the no collar 175 inch cutting diameter 100 grain ones that I'll be using. This is the one, same model as what my dad used on his kudu. Yeah, so this is it's 1.75 inch cutting diameter, 100 grain points. I like the no collars. I like the fact that you don't need collars, and they lock up quite easily. I've not had a problem with the one shot my dad took with it. I don't have an opinion too much more on that, because I've not used them that extensively. This one is actually the one I used on my Warthog as well. I just sharpened it up again, made sure the blades are straight and everything. Blades are still straight, everything is sharp. These are the normal hypodermics with the collars. I just sharpened everything up, ready for another use. Also 100 grains, and these are 2 inch cutting diameters, so they're predominantly going to be the ones I use. Especially these, I have the red collars for the crossbow, because I think Marco's going to shoot with the crossbow again this year. So the red collars are the crossbow collars, and the black ones are the normal bow for your normal compound bow collars. So these are this little casing that I'll be using. And also I have a bit of a little array of stuff here, all the tools, but I have the 2 inch no collars that my parents bought for me for my birthday, also 100 grain, that I'll maybe want to use. Yeah, once again, pretty excited to try out the no collars. We haven't had a problem. We didn't have a problem on the kudu. We'll be thoroughly testing them just to make sure. It's kind of cool. I like the fact that they took away the collar. And then also I bought replacement blades for, you guys will know these very well, they're a bit older models, the Rage SCs. Yeah, I bought replacement blades for them, so they'll also be used thoroughly depending on how many animals we get down. Planning to either go for numbers or quality depending on what comes into the hide, or what method I'll be using, walk and stalking or hide hunting. Yeah, so that in terms of the broadheads, all 100 grains. I'll be using I've never had problems with rages before, so I know there's a bunch of people, probably not in the necessarily in the comment section, because let's be honest, my channel's not that big, that don't like rages for specific reasons. I've personally not had problems with them, so I'll still keep on using them. I mean, the Impala I wounded last year was my own issue, shooting too high, and then the string jump, and then everything was just high. And then the other Warthog I wounded last year was with a fixed blade broadhead that I didn't even know what make it was. So I've not personally had problems with the mechanicals yet. And then also, just one more thing before I sign off, this shot placing book is a necessity. In a hide, wherever, I always like paging through it when I'm waiting for something to come in on the hide, or when I have new hunters with me like Marco and Dion last year. This year I'll have my girlfriend with me, and also Daniel, who's coming with, who's going to shoot his first animal with the bow. He shot animals with the rifle. Just going through the shot placement with them, showing them how the insides look. This one physically has pictures of animals that were cut in half, frozen, cut in half. You can see the lungs and heart pretty well. I always have a shot placing book. There's a bunch on the market, so it's all personal preference. But yeah, in terms of setup, guys, that will be my setup for the year. It's my Bowtech Prodigy, 70 pounds, 28-inch draw, shooting 430 to 440 grain arrows. I'm saying 430, it's actually 436 grain arrows, 436, 37, at 270 feet per second. I think it's 70 foot-pounds kinetic energy and 0.532 slugs of momentum. That is my setup overall. Shooting mechanical, rage, broadhead, hypodermics at animals, and then the SEs as well. So yeah, our hunting trip starts the 5th and ends the 9th. And I'll be hunting with Sariska after that for another day, the Tuesday. She's also going to shoot with the crossbow. So let's hope that everything goes well. A bunch of animals get dirt naps, and the good news about all of that is my freezer will be filled for forever, because the kudu is still filling it up quite a lot. So but we're going through the meat quite quickly because it's delicious. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, by the way, the crossbow is a crossbow Carbon Express pile driver. It's rated at 390 feet per second. I've not shot it through a chronograph, so I'm not sure what it actually shoots. I'm guessing about 350 more like, but they will also be shooting the hypodermics with the red collars. Cool. That's also just that, because you guys will see the crossbow also on this channel. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the channel. If you guys are still here, please like and subscribe. I enjoy and I really appreciate the fact that you guys have stayed in the video for now up until this point. You guys are cool, you guys are badass, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know if we'll be out hunting or on the shooting range. That'll be determined. But thanks, have a good day, and see you guys on the next one. Bye! I can't do it too hard because the tripod's small.